This relates to quick news. This quick news, relating to quick news real quick. You have Tesla and Samsung. They signed a $16.5 billion chip supply deal relating to Samsung Texas facility in Texas. Musk replied. So it's another deal relating to Tesla in China. You have 750 billion relating to EU and US energy purchases. Also 600 billion relating to investments. You had a 10-hour pause of military operations relating to Gaza. IDF announces relating to food aid. And Trump says there's a real starvation situation there in Gaza. And he's open. Trump's going to set up. Trump says they're going to set up relating to food centers, supposedly, allegedly in Gaza. Rokovich, lunatics took over the Democrats relating to the parties. Rupert Murdoch relating to deposition in 2 weeks, 15 days. You had a 10 to 12 days ceasefire deadline. And one report says, Harrison Field says, Trump is playing chess while Putin is playing checkers. Well, that could be the other way around as well, but, that was a report. You also have, and it was a situation in Cincinnati, Ohio. A group of blacks, a group of whites. It looked like a white guy slapped a black guy and escalated into a violent physical brawl. Also, a white woman was punched in the face and got knocked out on the ground in that situation. That was pretty much a violent brawl in Cincinnati, Ohio. There's only reports. This is Newsmax reports. They also sparked outrage relating to in the media for pretty much lack of coverage relating to that. Let's get some more news real quick. Yeah, the situation in Gaza, catastrophic. It's a major situation. Children, adults, starvation, famine. So it's a real time in those places. Trump signed a law relating to removing homeless off the street. I've seen that on a report as well. Immediate ceasefire. Cambodia waves the white flag after deadly Thai strikes. This relates to Thailand and Cambodia. You have Trump addresses humanitarian crisis, like I was saying. Russian-Ukraine war while wrapping up the trip to Scotland, because he's over in Scotland. Trump avoided the island, not the man. That goes to Epstein, because they had a relationship in the 90s. They were good friends, man. Situation in Gaza is almost unalivable. Aid drops are inhumane distraction. You having a heat wave going across the country. Temperatures making it feel like 110. Very hot. You got triple digits in some areas, so it's a heat wave pattern going across the country. U.S.-China officials meet in Sweden to extend trade truce. Trump says he's disappointed in Putin over Russian attacks in Ukraine. Like I said, Putin's pretty much like Benjamin Netanyahu, man. They're going to do what they do, man. And regardless, Western influence or not, they're going to do what they do. Scripture talks about he controlled the heart of the king and turn it whatsoever. Proverbs 21:1, I believe. Shooter opens fire at Reno Casino in Nevada, deleting 2 and wounding several others. So that's recent, 2 hours ago. Trump meeting with UK Prime Minister Starmer to talk with trade in Gaza. So trade talks with UK. You had a Cincinnati ID 4 suspects in viral beating of a man and woman related to in Cincinnati. Let's see it. You had a white woman got knocked down. It looked like a white guy slapped a black man. That could have escalated and, brought it was a group of whites, a group of blacks, and then, escalated it. I seen guys kicking people when they were down, kicking, So it was pretty much a free-for-all brawl related to in Cincinnati. Examine Trump trade deals with EU and other countries ahead of August 1. A potential derecho relating to storms that target relating to Minnesota, Midwest area. Breaking news, Trump ramps up the war on Wall Street Journal over Epstein story. The band's 94-year-old Rupert Murdoch to take the stand. That relates to his deposition in 2 weeks as well. And Rupert Murdoch. He's like what related to CEO like to Fox, owner of Fox. 911 call captures moment police find married couple deleted in the popular Arkansas park. So it's a deletion. Scripture talks about iniquity shall bow and the love of many shall wax cold. So iniquity and sin, transgression is going to increase, man, in the times. It'll be abound. Now you had a situation relating to a stabbing relating to Traverse City in Michigan. 11 people were stabbed, multiple stabbings in Michigan facility relating to Walmart. You had some individuals relating to that, bystanders. You had an armed Marine veteran stops Walmart stabbing rampage. So you had some that try to intervene relating to that. Right here. Scripture talks about what was that? Ecclesiastes 39. Let me get it real quick. It talks about the Lord will use certain spirits to, I'm gonna get it. Sirach 39 and so you seeing a certain vibration on the people, man. You know what I mean? For example, that and many other situations, you see in a lot of deletions, you see in a lot of there will be spirits created for vengeance, which in fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. That's spirits, man. They're being set on earth. You know what I mean? So a certain spirits are being set on the people, man. For example, Walmart situation and various other situations that are happening. You know what I mean? So these spirits be created for vengeance, to appease, to lay furies and sore strokes, and appease the one that made them. So their purpose, these spirits are sent out to, you know what I mean, to really execute judgment, man. You know what I mean, upon the wicked, to execute judgment upon the wicked. So they'll jump on certain people, and they'll have that vessel do certain things according to they'll control that vessel, man, and they'll act on certain acts according with that spirit, man, that's in them, and that's what you're seeing. You know what I mean? So it's a spiritual battle, in a matter of speaking. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and wickedness in high places, man. As Scripture says, go to Ephesians 6. You know what I mean? The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but spiritual, breaking down those strongholds, as Scripture says. So there is invisible influences that are going to be on the people to make these people do certain things, man. You know, some are going to cause deletions, some are going to cause murders. You know what I mean? So it's spiritual, man. You know what I mean? Fire, hail, famine, death. These are tools implemented to as a scourge to implement for punishment. For example, fire, hail, famine, death. All these were created for vengeance. So these are tools. Fire is going to be created a tool for vengeance. Hail, storms, weather, famine. What Gaza is experiencing, the people over there, starvation. You have death. You see in death, deletions every day. These are forms of things that were created for vengeance upon the wicked, man. Teeth of wild beasts, for example, dogs, bears, or cats. Anything that could be used, man. Even an automobile, which is a motorized vehicle, a spirit could be put that to be used as a weapon for vengeance, man. You know what I mean? For example, that, you know, when these cars plow down people in different, you hear these cars plowing down different people. So it's a spirit put on, whether on that person, the vehicle, or a little bit of both. I'm just giving you examples. Teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, and the sword of punishing the wicked to destruction. So these are just tools implemented for punishment, man. You know what I mean? But the Lord created spirits for vengeance, man. And that's why you're seeing what you're seeing, man. You know what I mean? Let me go to 2nd Ezra 16. Basic scriptures. 16 and 18. Beginnings of sorrows. We see in sorrows, we see in mournings, we see in famines, we see in death. Beginnings of wars. So these are things that we're seeing on the earth. And power stand in fear, and the beginnings of evils. And all these accumulate to equal evils. And that's what we're doing. And what shall I do when these evils shall come? I'm going to read it. Beginnings of sorrows, beginnings of mournings, beginnings of famines, beginnings of death, beginnings of wars. Powers shall stand in fear, the beginnings of evils. What shall I do when these evils come? Behold, famine, the plague, tribulation, anguish are sent as scourges for the amendments. So these are parts of the forms of punishment, man, that's sent on the earth to judge the people, man. But for all these, they shall not turn from their wickedness and shall not be mindful of the scourges, these things that's happening. 21, but victuals shall be good cheap upon the earth, and they shall think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall the evils increase upon the earth, the sword, the famine, and great confusion. So they're not mindful of these things that's happening, man. You know what I mean? For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of the famine, others shall escape hunger, and the sword shall destroy. So if they escape one, they got to deal with the other, and vice versa. So these are just different things relating to news, because the times we're in, we're seeing different things happen according to what is playing out in society, man. Measured out time diligently in itself. Scripture talks about be circumspect and not as fools as wise, redeeming the times, because the days are evil. The days are very evil, man. You know what I mean? Scripture says, knowing this, in the last days perilous times shall come. So perilous and evil times, that's what we're in, man. A lot of things are happening from a collectively over, all over the world, here in this country and also in other countries, you know what I mean? So, high time to wake out of sleep, because our salvation may be nearer than we believe. That's Romans 13:11. So that's the times we're in, man, But the main thing is be circumspect in the times, because the days are evil. And that being said, I hope this helps relate to information. It's quick news. This is Zayah Wolf. Hope it helps. All praise Yahweh Shemishah Bashim Makagada Zayah Wolf. Shalom. And honest to men and truth one down relating to truth and knowledge, so we know truth and knowledge. Hope this helps relating to informative relating to information. Shalom.